Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Kalila and I'm here to talk to you about 10 strategies that you can use to help increase your child's level of gratitude. Okay, now this time of year is a typical time to talk about gratitude and thankfulness with Thanksgiving just passing, and now we have Christmas that's coming up. But then after that, pretty much after January, that conversation will not be had until the following Thanksgiving. That's when we'll all start talking about gratitude and appreciation. And to me, that's kind of odd. We should be talking about thankfulness and appreciation throughout the year. And especially when we're trying to develop that character trait in our kids, we want them to be appreciative and thankful and have gratitude. So in order to do that, we can't focus on it 2 months out of the year. We need to focus on it throughout the year. And so this is why I want to share with you these strategies. Now, the topic of gratitude is very important to me, as I have made a conscious effort to really focus on the positive in my life and really be thankful and appreciative of even the little things or the things that are perceived as little. For example, I am extremely thankful that I am able to use my voice and communicate. I'm very thankful that my heart beats and I don't have to tell it to. I mean, think about that one. That's a pretty good one. So I'm very thankful for the things that we kind of let slip our minds throughout the day or throughout, the days. And even when I'm going through something really rough, being able to be thankful for the things that are going well in my life helps me get through. And numerous studies have shown how, people who practice gratitude and thankfulness and appreciation on a regular basis, they are able, or actually they have a more positive outlook on life. Their depressive symptoms are lower, than they once were. So really just having an attitude of gratitude can have great health and mental health benefits for someone. So I want to get into the strategies that you can use with your kids on a regular basis. And the first and foremost strategy that I want to share with you is that you must be a model of someone who is grateful and appreciative. In order to share any of the other 9 strategies that I'm going to give you, you must show your child what it's like to be a grateful human being, which means there will be times when you will be put to the test. And they will be watching you, and you will have to model that spirit or that attitude of appreciation and gratitude, even when it's tough to do so. So first and foremost, you must model what you want your child to do. Do not think that you can talk a good game but not follow through, because that's not going to happen. They're always watching us. Okay, so that's strategy number 1. Strategy number 2 that you can implement with your kid is you can begin to talk about thankfulness and appreciation and why being grateful and thankful is important. And one way that you can get at that is by bringing to the attention of your child the different things that are going on in the world, different events and different ways that other children in the world are impacted by life. You can talk about things that are going on in your community or in your neighborhood and just help them to get an understanding of how they are blessed and the things that they should be appreciative of. Even when things aren't going great, there's always going to be instances where we're not having the best of days or things are very rough, but really helping them to point out the things that are going well will help them in the long run as far as their attitude of gratitude. Strategy number 3, you can arrange for your child to participate in some kind of giving back or helping someone else in need. Now, during the holidays, this is very easy to do because we have numerous toy drives, and during Thanksgiving they had Thanksgiving meals, and everyone was doing something of that nature. But this can happen throughout the year, any time of year, just by having certain conversations with your child to see what their interests are. You may find out that they found out that Susie or Johnny, why do we always say Susie or Johnny? But Susie or Johnny, needs something, and maybe their house caught on fire and they have no toys. And your child has toys that they've outgrown, and they may want to, provide that to someone else. Really, these ideas will come from conversations that you have with your children. So the big key and that I want you to take away from this is that you should be having conversations with your child to understand their thinking, their interests, and their understanding of the world around them. So that's another strategy. Strategy number 4, at dinner time or while driving in the car, ask your child simple questions like, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? What are you proud of? Ask those little questions which could lead to a conversation about gratefulness and appreciation and being thankful. So if you don't want to just say, well, what are you thankful for? Like we always say, you can get around it in different ways, and you can get a sense of understanding of what your child perceives as good in their life. Because if you say, what makes you happy, and your child says nothing, okay, well, that's something you might want to have a conversation about. So it'll really get you in tune to what they're thinking and open up that conversation. Strategy number 5, big one. I love this one. Oh. Okay, ready? Help your child distinguish between a want and a need. Oh, this is a big one. Really help your child understand that everything they want, or basically they will not get everything that they want. And while we have the right to spoil them, they're our children, we love them, we do them a disservice when we give them every single thing that they want. Because how can you develop an attitude of gratitude in a child who feels that they are owed everything? Who feels that if they ask for it, they should have it? That's not going to develop an attitude of appreciation and thankfulness. That's going to develop a spoiled child. So think about that. Strategy number 6, along with that, if you're not giving them everything that they want, you are learning to say no. And when you hear no, no helps to bring character to one's life. When I'm told no, I'm like, okay, I gotta suck it up and I'll get through this. No, saying no will not hurt them, I should say. Saying no will not hurt them. It will help them in many situations. So don't be afraid to say no when it is appropriate to say no, okay? Again, if you say yes all the time, when you give them something, don't be surprised when they're just like, oh, okay, thank you. Don't be surprised because they're expecting it. But someone who's not always expecting something or doesn't always get what they want, when they finally get it, it's party time, That's when you're going to get the hugs and the kisses. So remember that strategy as well. Strategy number 7, help to build responsibility in your child. So make sure that your child has chores or some kind of a chore to do, responsibility to do around the house, in the community, whatever, you decide to choose. This can be done with a child that's in elementary or high school. So, if they're not old enough to take out the trash, they can definitely make sure the trash is in the garbage. Or if they're not old enough to wash the dishes and dry them, they may be old enough to put them on the rack. So really just give them some responsibilities and help them to understand what responsibility is about. Because, once again, when you're trying to develop an attitude of gratitude and appreciation, I should say, how can we develop that attitude in a child when they don't know the effort and the energy that it takes to complete a task? So when you complete a task for them, or someone else completes a task for them, they can now have some kind of an understanding of effort and energy, because they have responsibilities in their lives that they can compare it to. So making sure they're responsible, so to give them that understanding and that, deeper appreciation when things are done for them. Okay? Strategy number 8 is teach your child to create thank you letters to when someone gives them something or does something very nice for them or treats them in a certain way, teach them to say thank you and to be able to articulate why they're thankful. Thank you is very similar to I'm sorry. You might hear a child say, I'm sorry, and then you're looking at them like, well, do you really understand why you're saying I'm sorry? Have you ever been in that situation? So thank you is similar. Saying thank you is one thing, but to say why, thank you for giving me this shirt because I've wanted this shirt all year, or, thank you for being nice to me because it really made me feel good. Just helping them at whatever age level articulate why they're thankful. That will help the other person that they're saying thank you to feel very nice. And they may just return that positivity into their life again, because, you know, the energy that we put out there, you know, the attitude that we put out there, it comes back to us. So just helping them, being able to articulate to people why they're thankful and using those specifics. And then strategy number 9 is journaling. Teach your child how to journal. And journaling can be a journal that they create, or it can be a journal that's just like a little blank, a book with blank pages. But basically writing down the positives that they've experienced throughout the day, throughout the weeks, but on a regular basis, writing down the positives. So they're always thinking of the positives, and they always remember, because sometimes we get overshadowed by the negative. When negative things happen to us, it does something to us, to where we can almost, it's just difficult to think about anything else. So really keeping that regular record of journaling, and sometimes people call it gratitude journals, where you're journaling the positives that'll help you remember what's positive. You can go back to it and have that, oh yeah, that's right, I am thankful for this. You know, things aren't so bad, kind of a thing. So that's a good habit to develop in your child as well. And strategy number 10, if you have a specific religious practice in which you practice prayer, it is always a great option to practice giving thanks and appreciation in prayer. So that is also something that you can do if that is a practice that you follow in your household. So once again, I just gave you 10 tips for helping to increase your child's gratitude. I hope you are grateful for these tips and start to practice them. You don't have to do all 10 at once, but start to practice them here and there and be consistent. And I hope it all works out for you. So, see ya.